करो दीनहीन जने मोसम पतित प्रभु नाही त्रिभुवने दंते तृणा धोरी गौरा डाकी है तुम्हार कृपा करे तो आवार हृदय मंदिरे दया ना करिबे पतित देखिया पतित पावना नाम निजर लागिया पुढची भवतु भारे नाही कनिस्तार श्री चरण तरणी दाने दासे करो पार चरण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदास प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दास Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौरांगी बेंगलोरेश्वर की, श्री श्री गौर निताई की, लक्ष्मी नृसिंहदेव भगवान की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। It's coming? Welcome all of you for the Bhagavatam class. We will recite one beautiful verse from the 10th canto. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuhu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svabhadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namahom Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Today We also have all brahmacharis assembling together in Bangalore. Many have come from various temples, many senior devotees like Hare and others have come. So we are doing a Sharanagati, 6 principles of Sharanagati camp we are doing. So how I do this, I have already done it in other places. First one lecture now will be only on one thread that connects all the 6 principles. That is called Dainyam. We will do on that. And then after Prasad, when you have some time, you just need about 20 minutes to half an hour for the 6 groups to prepare themselves to present one principle, for which I have sent notes to Vipin Bihari Prabhu and yourself. I have sent 3 notes and 1 PPT I have sent. So one of the base notes is the first attached file in that. So you will go through that. You mainly have to go through your principle. So we'll be choosing 6 of you leaders, and then others will also connect with one of those. And then they will go through that one principle. And then additionally, I have given 2 notes, one by His Holiness Bhaktichar Swami Maharaj's lectures in Pune. He gave of Sharanagati, 6 principles. One devotee has made some bullet point notes. And another notes by His Holiness Haladhar Maharaj gave the same topic, Sharanagati, in Pune. That bullet point notes is also available. And one PPT is also available. So, because it will take you some time to make PPT, I thought I will already give you PPT, but you can polish the PPT as per your need. You can take your principle out of that PPT you take, and then add examples, pictures, whatever you want, cut that portion, and then for your presentation, you can use that. So, although these notes material will be of some help to you, you also will add more examples and, uh, I have given what all things you are supposed to do. 6-point procedure I have given, 8 points. So, where is Vipin Bihari Prabhu? Already shared it? Okay, in the WhatsApp group, you shared already. So that will be after this talk. So now there is one thread that connects all the 6, which is called Dainyam. So we are going to learn about that only today in the first 1 hour session. Kim maya charitam bhadram kim taptam paramam tapaha kim vathapyarhate dattam Yadraksham yadyakeshavam Kim maya charitam bhadram Kim taptam paramam tapaha Kim vathapyarhate dattam Yadraksham yadyakeshavam. All Prabhujis together. Kim maya charitam bhadram Kim taptam paramam tapaha Kim vathapyarhate dattam Yadrakshad yadyakeshavam. All Matajis together. So the raga that you use for a shloka will carry the mood of the character who is speaking it. This is spoken by Akrura while entering Vrindavan. So let us see what he says here. Kim, what? Maya, by me. Acharitam has been performed. Bhadram, good works. Kim, what? Taptam, suffered. Paramam, severe. Tapaha, austerity. Kim, what? Va, or else. Atha, api, otherwise. Arhate, to a worthy recipient. Dattam, charity given. Yat, by which. Drakshyami, I am going to see. Adya, today. Keshavam, Lord Krishna. Sri Akrura thought, what pious deeds have I done? What severe austerities undergone? What charity given to a worthy recipient? so that today I will see Lord Keshava. So I can repeat this. Sri Akrura thought, what pious deeds have I done? What severe austerities undergone? What charity given to a worthy recipient? So that today I will see Lord Keshava. Mamaitad durlabam manya uttama shloka darshanam vishayatmano yatha brahma kirtanam shudra janmanaha. Since I am a materialistic person, absorbed simply in sense gratification, I think it is as difficult for me to have gotten this opportunity to see Lord Uttama Shloka as it would be for one born a Shudra to be allowed to recite the Vedic mantras. So he's saying, I'm a materialistic person, always absorbed in sense gratification. I have a Gramya Buddhi. Gramya Buddhi is materialistic mindset. And uh, for such people whose eyes are blinded by materialistic propensities, it is said, Vishya Vishta Chittanam Vishnu Raveshana Bhavet. It says in the Vishnu Purana. So if I am Vishya Vishta, how I can have Darshana Vishnu? It is a practical impossibility. But still, I am going to Vrindavan to see that Uttama, see the Supreme Lord Uttama Shloka. How is it like? Like if somebody is a Shudra who never went to the Gurukula, who never learned the Vedic chant, suddenly he takes the Vedas and chants, how it is. It's like that. Without any training, without any supplication, surrender to Guru, anything. Suddenly, how can one do that? Similarly, he feels that I'm utterly unqualified. Just like once Haridas Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, you all know that background. I won't tell the whole thing. One part of it is he was earlier a thief in the jail, and then he saw one roller watch of Prabhupada. He wanted that because in Back to God magazine backside he saw that. So with that desire, he thought, I will steal this watch from this Swamiji. With that idea, he came to Jew temple when he came out of the jail. So when he went to Prabhupada's room, at the entrance, Prabhupada said, he called him and said, you want this watch, right? He asked him and he was shocked. Prabhupada said, okay, take it. Gave him. On that day, he decided to stay there only. He said, I'll never leave this place. This Swamiji, how he knows my mind. And he stayed there. Then they took him in the kitchen and he was doing a lot of hard work in the kitchen. So one day, as he was doing heavy duty service in the kitchen, his whole body was like sweating. The shirt was completely drenched. And he heard that Vedic chant sound coming from the temple hall. So he wanted to go and see what is the matter. They said today is a festival going on in the temple. Prabhupada is giving initiation. So he wanted to see how the function is. He just washed his hand and just went and stood in the temple hall by the side. And then he saw many people sitting and taking initiation. So he asked the leaders, can I also take? They said, oh, first you have to qualify yourself. But then initiation got over. After that, he went to Prabhupada and asked, Swamiji, I saw everybody taking initiation. I wish I also got chance to be your disciple. And Prabhupada took his own bead bag and gave him. He said, you take it. I initiate you. And he gave him the name Haridas. And he couldn't believe. And he brought the beads to the kitchen and people asked, what is this bead? He said, Prabhupada initiated me. So Prabhupada trusted him and Prabhupada initiated him very easily. Sometimes the initiation comes by Kripa Siddhi. Even before you can, now you may ask whether you are IDC now, certificate, isn't it? Whether you have passed the interview, you have filled up the form, all those things we check now. But sometimes there is a Kripa Siddhi which may come instantly like that. So like that Akrura is feeling. It has come directly like that he feels. Actually, here in these verses you find his humility. See here one more he says, Maivam mamadhamasyapi syadevachuta darshanam hriyamana kalanadya kvachittarati kaschana. But enough of such thoughts. After all, even a fallen soul like me can have the chance to behold the infallible Supreme Lord. For one of the conditioned souls being swept along in the river of time may sometimes reach the shore. So he says, yes, it is true. Indeed, I am not qualified. But there is an opportunity coming to me, even though I am not qualified. Just like Prahlad Maharaj was told to offer a prayer to Supreme Lord, and Prahlad was stunned. Why he was stunned? He says that. ब्रह्मादय स्वरगणा मुनयोत सिद्धा सत्वैकता नमतयो वचसां प्रवाहै नारादितुं पुरुगुणैरधुनापि पिप्रुः किं तोष्टुमर्हति समे हरिरुग्रजाते. I am born in a Ugrajati of Rakshasas, Asuras. How somebody born in an Asuric family can offer any prayer to Supreme Lord? And then he said, the Supreme Lord is fond of the Devatas. And we people are the opposite group people who are called Asuras. The Devatas are predominated by Sattva-guna. We are predominated by Rajoguna and Tamaguna. The Devatas know Sanskrit language, and with Ras Chand Alankar, they can sing very beautiful musical poetry in Sanskrit. With a stream of words flowing like Ganga. And people like Asuras, we only know to give bad words. Catch him, beat him, cut him, kill him. How can I offer any prayer? I have no any qualification. The Devatas, they drink cow's milk and they use the cow's milk ghee for offering oblations in the sacrificial fire. And they make their brain get nourished by the drinking of the milk, and they get the spiritual acumen to understand that Vedic literature. And Asura Jati means we cut the cow. So in this way, he said, we are diametrically opposite. We have utterly no qualification. Nevertheless, here is the opportunity tapping my door to offer a prayer to Lord Narasimha. What should I do now? He was in a fix. He was a little confused. At that time, I'll show you one verse he says. Tasmadaham vigada viklava buddharishya atmanam ashutamasaha suhridatmanaiva bhuyo yata vyasanametadaneka Mame bhavishyat upasadita Vishnupadaha. What is it? Therefore, without being agitated anymore, I shall deliver myself from the darkness of nescience with the help of my friend, which is clear consciousness. Simply by keeping the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu in my mind, I shall be saved from entering into the wombs of many mothers for repeated birth and death. So what he is saying, I am not qualified, but if the chance is coming for me to glorify the Lord, that can help me in purifying my low birth and purifying my consciousness. Let me take advantage of it now and not miss this opportunity saying that I am not qualified. So let me not practice artificial humility now by depriving myself of the opportunity to purify myself. Like that he said, and then he agreed to offer the prayer after that. So, like sometimes somebody is, I was made a president in 97 in Pune. I met my spiritual master and said, Maharaj, I've just spent 3 years in the movement. I am like a kid. Generally, you make someone a president after 10, 15 years of maturity. And then, not that I was qualified, that I was made the president. Like we say, blind uncle is better than no uncle. You say, no? Maharaj said, see, somebody has to bell the cat. At the moment, there is no one available. So he said, you just take it up. And any difficulty you have, you can ask your senior devotees. They will help you. You can ask me. You can ask Paramita Gopal Maharaj. You can ask. Take help. It will be a little difficult for you, he said, certainly in the beginning, because with false ego, it's very difficult to deal with all kinds of people. So, but he said, you take up this, and along with the instruction, he said, comes the empowerment and strength also. So you will get empowerment and strength, and you do it. So then I thought, okay, let us accept the challenge given and be willing to be purified. Correct, huh? So both will be purified. I will be purified, and those who interact with me, they will be purified also. Isn't it? So, in this way, this is Dainyam. Dainyam actually means, see here, In the Bhakti literature, you find this. In Bhakti literature, Dainyam is considered crucial quality for a devotee. It signifies genuine surrender, selflessness, a deep recognition of one's dependence on the Lord. Unlike false humility, which is pretentious, true Dainyam arises from a pure heart and sincere devotion. So, uh, here, as it is said here, it can only come by genuine Sharanagati. Uh, and one should give up one's selfishness. The essential point of Dainyam is this one. Uh, Deep recognition of one's dependence on the Lord. That means one feels helpless, that I am very small, Lord is very big. I can't do anything on my own unless Lord allows me, Lord permits me, Lord guides me, Lord escorts me. Like that, one feels. Like I had gone to one house for some program. Uh, in those days, for distributing Bhagavatam sets, we would go home to home. There were 20, 30 devotees sitting. So the host, husband, wife were sitting. And the small kid, he wanted to go out and play. So he was asking the mother, Mom, can I go out and play? The mom was telling, shh, no, you cannot go, she said, because he was a small kid. And then she was busy doing the arrangements and everything. But the door was open. I was wondering, why can't the kid go away? The door is open. He can just go out and play with his friends. Again and again, he was catching his mother saying, Mama, Mama, please allow me. I want to go. I want to go. She wasn't allowing. She said, that she was telling. She didn't even say one word also. So she, and I was wondering, she is just controlling this small kid with her eyebrows. I was wondering. Then 3, 4, 5 times was pulling the sari and asking her. She wouldn't allow. Then finally he asked her, okay, I'll go to the upper floor to meet my friend in his house, he said. Then mom said, yeah, that is all right, you go, she said. Immediately went out. So door was open. Nobody is binding him with a rope. Her door is not closed. Why this child is not able to go out? Because he's controlled by the love of his mother. And he also knows, I am dependent on the mother. I am not independent. Anything I eat, I will not eat without asking the mother. Anywhere I go, I will not go without taking permission from my mother. If she says something is not good for me, it will not be good for me. If she says something is good for me, it will be good for me. Fully convinced. In the same manner, there is one verse in the Bhagavatam which says, Yatha gavo nasi protas tantyam baddhachanamabi. The Brahmanas, true Brahmanas are those. Just like a bull is controlled by a rope, If you tie a rope to the nose of the bull and you pull it, whichever direction you pull, it will go in that direction. Similarly, the Brahmanas are controlled by the Vedavak. If Vedas have said something, Brahmanas will close their eyes and put faith in it. They will walk their life as because they know the Vedavak is sound vibration of the Supreme Lord. It's for example, Prabhupada left the planet in 1977. And his disciples, even after 50 years, are so faithfully following his instruction, many of them, you can see in the planet. So how are they following? Because they're controlled by the instructions of the spiritual master. Sometimes disciples ask me in my travels, Prabhuji, I have taken initiation, but I'm not able to follow the principles. I would ask them, your guru is still in the planet. Still you are not able to follow the instruction. There are Prabhupada disciples. For them, Prabhupada passed away 50 years ago and they're still following. That means how seriously you take the instruction of the Guru to your heart. Even in the absence of the Guru, even after the demise of the Guru, one takes the instructions of the Guru to the heart very faithfully and one feels that this is my food, bread and butter for me. Without this, my life is asar. It's good for nothing. I am totally dependent on His mercy. If He is displeased, my life is finished. If He is pleased, my life is perfect. So this kind of dependence on Guru and dependence on Krishna. So one should fear to enrage the great souls. One should fear to make the Supreme Lord unhappy. So the total dependence on the Lord. Actually, the total dependence on the Lord, before that one point comes, what is it? Our insignificance, our smallness. If I don't know my smallness, can I be dependent? No. Yeah, you can't be dependent. How can you be dependent? If I have a very boastful estimation of myself, I am very big, I have a lot of money, I am very educated, I am very handsome. And a lot of people follow me and many people salute me. Many people bow down to me. If I have that kind of some proud, boastful idea of myself, then that actually takes away the ability to depend on Guru and Krishna and depend on any Vaishnavas also. That's why we become very complacent and very proud. So this is the first thing we have to knock down from our spiritual life, which is the wrong conception of our uh, false idea of our greatness. When there was one king who had such idea that without me the kingdom cannot go on. But then ministers told, my dear king, please don't think like that. You know, there are many ministers available, and even your son is about 12 or 14 years now. Kingdom can go on. Don't. There was one minister who was a very honest minister who told him like that. You know, this world cannot go on without God, but without you, the kingdom can go on. So the king was feeling a lot of pain of the false ego. So then the minister gave him a challenge. I say, see, the frontiers of our village, there is a temple. In the temple, there is a mandapam. And behind it, there is some little accommodation available. So nobody goes there. Very remote place it is. You go and stay there. It's all surrounded by a lot of trees and everything. You be there for a week and see whether your kingdom is going on its own. So king changed his waist, bush, everything, looking like someone else. Then he went and stayed. And every day the king would make phone calls at least 5, 6 times to check whether everything is all right. And the minister would say, why are you worried? Everything is perfectly fine. After 3 or 4 days, the neighborhood king came to know that the king is missing. All Praja is crying, searching. So immediately he invaded the kingdom, thinking that I can take over when there is no king. At that time, the ministers called for a meeting, and Rajkumar, prince, he said, I am ready to take lead. He was almost 14 years old. And the news went to the king, and he said, can I come now? Immediately we have to make a plan, he said. Minister said, we have already made a plan. You don't have to worry. In case we find any difficulty, we will call you. Till then, you be patient there. No, he said, the neighbor king is coming now. We should not leave him. He said, yes, sir, we are not going to leave him. We are going to fight the battle. We all are there. Please, you keep your time 1 week. Only 4 days are over. They said. And then there was a very, very great battle. And amazingly, this 14-year-old boy emerged victorious. He defeated the king and took over that kingdom also. That became connected to this kingdom now. And that other king was put in the jail. And everybody showered flowers on the Rajkumar and said, since the king is missing, let us make Rajkumar the next king. Jai Jaikar was made. Hearing that, the king couldn't resist anymore. Now he said, I will not call the minister. He came running. He told all the people, I am here, don't worry. I am here. My Rajkumar can become king after I retire. Now I have another 20 years to go. He said. So, but king understood one thing. It's a fact that in this world, it is not that the world cannot go without us. Like, you take one empty vessel, take one stainless steel vessel, take a bucket of water and you press the vessel like this. The water level will rise. And you take out the vessel, immediately water will fill it. This is called as law of displacement of water. In science, Archimedes found out that. That's how he came jumping out of the bathroom saying Eureka. So it's called as law of displacement of water. So in the same manner, right now, say I may be sitting in a particular location, and because of that, everybody is moving aside, and then things are so-called dependent on me. But if I pull out of that place, immediately somebody will substitute that place, and life will go on in this world. In Ulysses, there is a song which says, "Old order changeth, yielding place to new." It's called a muddy author. There's a poem. It says, "Old order changeth, yielding place to new." Old leaders will go and new leaders will come. There is only one leader who is indispensable leader. It's Lord Vasudeva. He cannot be replaced by anybody. What's the proof? You will see in the Bhagavatam, in this section, there are 14 hits. See, like this. It says, Pagnirvajamalambheje nodatishat tada virat granena nasike vayur nodatishat tada virat. Like that it goes on. The god of fire entered his mouth, the Agni, with the organ of speech, but the Virat Purusha could not be aroused. Then God of wind entered these nostrils with the sense of smell. Still Virat Purusha refused to be awakened, like that he says. Akshini chakshudadityo nodadishtat tada virat. Shotrena karnau chadisho nodadishtat tada virat. He says, sun God entered the eyes of the Virat Purusha with the sense of sight. Still the Virat Purusha did not get up. So predominating that is the directions entered through his ears. Digdevatas. Still he did not get up. Like that it goes on. Tvacham Roma Viroshadyo Notadishtat Tada Virat. Etasa Shishnamapastu Notadishtat Tada Virat. Predominant natives of the skin, herbs and seasoning plants entered the skin of the Virat Purusha with the hair of the body, but the cosmic being refused to get up even then. God predominating over water entered his organ of generation with the faculty of procreation. Virat Purusha still would not rise. It goes on 14 hits like this. And then you go on and on. Finally, you will come to this. I will just show you. 14th hit. Last, here you will find this. Chittena hridayam chaitya. सब लोग बोलिए, everybody. क्षेत्रज्ञ प्राविशत यदा विराट तदैव पुरुषः सलिलात् उदतिष्ठत. However, when the inner controller, the deity presiding over consciousness, who is that? Lord Vasudev. Chittena hridayam. Chitta is controlled by Lord Vasudev. When he entered the heart with reason, at that very moment the cosmic being arose from the causal waters. Yeah, see? This is most important. Therefore, in Tamil, there is a famous song comes to my mind. Prabhuji will know it. Naan alaindal alayum ahilamellame. He says, no? Lord says, when I move, the whole universe will move. Yeah. When I wave the hand, all the birds will fly. All the ocean waves will rise. All the animals and birds will move here and there, and human beings will be put to action. When I don't move, when I don't enter the universe, everything will be dead. See, dead when you say don't think jada. After all the living beings entered the universe, billions and millions of jivas, all 8.4 million species of jivas are already there. And all the Virat Purusha is also there. All the controlling deities have come. Still the universe is not put to action until who enters? That's most important. Just like in a board meeting, sometimes all the members of the meeting are present, but the chairman or the CEO, he has to come because he has to guide the group. What is to happen now, next? Today, what is the agenda and what is to be taken? So otherwise, things cannot move. Lord is the head. That's why Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is indispensable. Without him, nothing can move in this world. So we should always repeatedly meditate on this point. Madhbayat pativadoyam suryastapati madhbayat varshati indro dahatyagnir mrityuscharati madhbayat. Lord is saying, out of fear for me, the sun rises in the morning. Out of fear for me, the wind blows. Out of fear for me, the fire burns. Out of fear for me, the seasons change. Out of fear for me, the death takes its toll of all the living entities. And he says that, what is the fear of me? Now, we may be thinking, are all the devatas afraid of the Lord? Is he like a tyrant? He's like a Hitler or somebody like that. So one of the Sri Vaishnava Acharyas has explained, the devatas very much love the Lord in their heart very deeply, and they fear to displease the Lord. Like if you love your superior, you'll be very careful to make sure that everything is done in order to please the superior. When you, especially say your spiritual master is coming to your home, how clean you'll keep the house, isn't it? You'll be very, very attentive to make sure that, and also you will try to bring some items which will please him. Like when my spiritual master came to Coimbatore once for a health treatment, and then he came to the home of my sister. At the time, my sister's husband was very new to Krishna consciousness. My sister told me everything. See, when Maharaj comes, you should stand at the door. He stood at the door. Keep the flowers in the hand. Yes, keep the flowers. When he comes, exactly, you should put it in the lotus feet. Yes, I have put it now. What is that? And you should do like this. Escort him inside. Yes, they will come inside. After that, you should show him the sofa to sit. Yes. And she said, go to the market and bring a very nice, golden kind of table, very beautiful table on which he can take prasad. So he brought it. But she was intelligent. She said, we can have, silver plate for prasadam and all the silver vatis also. Everything was arranged. But she also told him, bring banana leaf also, because the Swami may demand, give me a banana leaf. So brings in a lot of big bunch of banana leaves also he brought. Yeah. And then after he sits, what I should do? He asks, you have to fold the palm. Then you have to say that, you welcome him into the house. And then washing the feet and everything. And then when he sits for prasadam, you show him the place. So everything, because she was already reception rounds and she was serious. So he was doing all that. I saw that how attentively they had done. So as soon as he sat, he saw this table, nice, like a golden type of table. And then silver plate was kept. And then he turned around and asked, is there banana leaf also in South India? Famous? He said. Immediately they moved this aside and brought that one. So why am I saying this? When you invite a very great personality, you try to figure out what will be very pleasing to that person. Correct, no? So then they had asked Maharaj's servant, what should be prepared? What item he likes? Maharaj said, I will not say what I like. He said, why? Because wherever I go, they give me only that item. He said, say, I am coming to South India, I want South Indian items. You make idli, dosa, sambar, chutney. You make. When I go to Punjab, I'll take Punjab items. Not that everybody finds out what I like. Like, for example, I like coconut water in the afternoon. So when I go for this Bhagavatam Search Circle, I go to 10 houses in a day. Everybody gives me coconut water. And if I don't drink, they become offended also. They said, we heard you like it. Why you are not taking? I said, I like it, but I am not Jagannath to take. You take 20 times same coconut water and coconut pulp. Coconut water, pomegranate, coconut everywhere they have kept. I get frightened seeing that. But the point is what? When you welcome somebody to your house, you try to find out what they will like. You want. Similarly, Devatas are trying to serve Krishna, Supreme Lord. So the sun, for example, have you ever seen the sun getting up at 10 o'clock in the morning and say, sorry, today I'm a little late, I'm sorry. Anytime, even one day, in the entirety of the time span of the universe, we get up late sometimes. Somebody has missed out Mangalarti some days. But you miss out Mangalarti, but Mangalarti goes on in temple hall. Suddenly you find, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavata, my Lord. It's almost over. So similarly, sun also, you get up or not, sun gets up in the morning. You will see that. Same with death. Is there anybody in this world roaming here and there? He says, somehow in Yamaraja's computer, a mistake happened in his computer and somebody got missed out. Last 800 years, he is roaming around. You find somebody like that? Nothing, not a spot. There is not a single mistake. Whether it is death, the sun is rising and setting, the moon is rising, winds are blowing, seasons are changing, flowers are blooming, fruits are ripening, and crops are growing, the grains are coming, everything is happening, all by the order of the Lord. Is there any of us here ordering the sun to rise in the morning? Think about it. Lord is doing. Therefore, our respect for the Lord should be very, very great. How powerful personality is. Not just one universe. He has millions of universes. He's creating, managing, controlling. Many times you see this Mahavishnu lying, and then from his body, the pores of his body, universes are coming. We have heard it so many times that we become very dull in not even recognizing the greatness of that act. Isn't it? So, two things. Understanding our smallness and Lord's greatness. Our insignificance and Lord's prominence. So you go to the Google and put one word, cosmic eye. If you put it, then you will understand in that great cosmos, what is our position? How small we are, how insignificant we are. If somebody calls us insignificant, we should not feel bad because we are actually insignificant. Balagra shatabhagasya shatada kalpitasya. Our size of the soul is only 1/10,000th of the tip of hair, says. That's our size. So, what is the advantage of recognizing it? Prabhu Goswami Pad in one of the prayers, he says, Karpanye Panjika Stotram. That's the name of the Stotram. He says, my dear Lord, you are a Panditavara. You are most learned. And I am a Pamara. I am completely ignorant. And you are the greatest and I am the smallest. And you are the purest. I am very impure. Still, when I chant your holy names, you don't neglect me. You still accept me and count me as one of your devotees. How magnanimous you are. I am so blessed. Like that he says. Similarly, Chakravarti Thakur, Vishnu Thakur says, my dear Lord, daily I declare a prayer. Kayena vacha manasindriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayana yeti samarpayami So I'm offering my body, mind, and words to you. But what is my body? He says, my body is a filthy body, filled with all foul-smelling substances. That's what I'm offering you. What is my mind? My mind is even more filthy with all lust, anger, pride, greed, envy, illusion, and all those things. Such a dirty thing I'm offering you. And my words are always impure because of my contact with three gunas and contact with matter. I cannot purely glorify you. Even my so-called glorification is filled with so much envy here and there. But you are so kind, even though this filthy items I'm offering you, such a tiny jiva as me, you are still accepting it. That is your glory. Like that he says, Vishwanath Thakur. And Surdas, in one of his songs, he says, Morasama kaun kutil kal khami. He says, Morasama kaun. Who is there in this world like me? He says, who is a kutil? Means who is complicated and diplomatic. Hala means I am a dveshi, he says. I am envious of so many people. Kami means I am a lusty rogue, he says. These are declarations of Surdas about himself. And more than this, Tulasidas in one of the prayers says that, oh my dear Lord, I am such a fallen soul that tomorrow I'll be taken to the Yamaloka for punishment. And when I am being brought into the entrance of the Yamaloka, all the living entities who are being punished in Yamaloka, they will see me and loudly cry, my Lord, such a dangerous fellow is coming. And we have to live in his association. Like that, who will cry? Yamaloka Vasis, they will cry. Actually, already the Yamaloka Vasis have done a lot of sin, therefore they are there. He says, even they fear him, he says. I am such a terrible sinner. Like that he said. So, one man went to Gandhi and said, how can Tulasidas and the Surdas, who are pure devotees of Rama and Krishna, how they can say such words like this? Their description of themselves is not matching their real life, because we can see how pure they are, how wonderful devotees. So Gandhi told them that, you see, in a white dhoti, if you put one black spot, it will be very clearly visible. On a lungi, you put one black point. Can you see anything? So he said, conditioned soul is like a lungi. He has so many faults. One more fault you add, he can't even if you call somebody and give feedback, they become angry. Why? Because they can't see it. See, if you can see, they won't become angry, correct, no? But on the other hand, if there is a pure devotee, already pure-hearted soul, one small blemish comes. Immediately it's visible. You tell him, give feedback, yes, Prabhuji, correct, I can see it. Because he's able to see the fault in himself. Conditioned soul cannot see fault in himself. He thinks you are envious. That's why you are giving feedback, he thinks. So, when Madhavendra Puri went to the temple of Remuna, he had heard that they offer this Amritakeli right now. So he also wanted to know what is Amritakeli, how they make it. It's very famous item. Just like in Balaji, Laddu is famous. Everywhere certain items are there, isn't it? So he wanted to know so that he can make the same for his Gopal in Vrindavan. So while the thought was passing in his mind, pujaris were carrying Amritakeli to be offered to Gopinath. And then immediately Madhavendra Puri felt very despondent, very bad. He said, when the bhoga is being taken to the Lord, nobody should think about eating it. Thinking of eating it is actually offense. That is why in Vishnu temples, when the bhoga is carried in a plate, it's covered also. And there is a Garuda Stamba where Garuda is sitting. If any Bhutaganas come, they look at the plate to eat. Immediately Garuda will, flap his wings and the Bhutaganas will run away from there. So he thought that I have committed an offense. It's all in the mind. Everything is going on in the mind. He left the place, but you all know what happened. When he left the place and when Lord stole one part of kheer for him and then sent it through the pujari to him, Lord never took any offense. In fact, Lord was so pleased with his attitude. So the point is this, that great souls, they consider even small lapses to be great offenses. And we many times speak so ill of so many devotees, rashly, like a choir fool. And many times we feel like it's all right. No, I didn't say anything wrong. I'm just speaking the facts. I'm calling a spade or whatever. We think like that. So, and because of that, we cannot understand our smallness. When we consider ourselves very exalted and great, We think that I am qualified to talk talk about the weaknesses and shortcomings of so many devotees. Why? Because I am superior, they are inferior, and I can find fault. I think like, and when one becomes a pure devotee, anya ninda adi shunyam, adamipsita sankalabdhyate, they say. They will not do anya ninda actually. Somebody may say, if there is actually a fault in somebody, what's wrong in speaking about it? What's wrong in calling a spade a spade? For that, Sridhar Swami says, Nindanam, dosha kirtanam, he says. He says that even if there is a dosh, you should go to that person's spiritual guardian and tell that person that, see, your mentee has a problem, please help him. If you do that, you are a real well-wisher. But if you go around talking to people about some devotee's problem, that means you are not a well-wisher. You are actually committing offenses. Simply by speaking dosh kata. By speaking dosh kata, actually we become more and more implicated by that. So, therefore, we should understand both these things, Lord's greatness and our smallness. And one time, there was a bullock cart running in the village. Somehow or other, one dog went between the two bulls, and he was also running along with the bullock cart. But the problem was, the dog started assuming that I am the one pulling the bullock cart. Just like the king was thinking, without me, the kingdom cannot go on. So the dog thought, without me, bullock cart cannot go on. And he thought, both the bulls are taking my help in taking this bullock cart. He was also running at the same speed with them. So in bullock carts in villages, some of you might have noticed, there is one stick hanging, between the two bulls, there will be one stick hanging. So that stick was moving like this. At one point of time, it hit the dog behind, like this. Because it was moving and it was going fastly. And the dog got frightened by the hit, and he ran out of the bullock cart and went back and stood in the side. And to his great surprise, the bullock cart was still going. So he was put to surprise. How is it that I have come out and still the cart is going? Who is running it? He was surprised. In the same manner, in our life also, it's a little painful reality for us to understand that in this world, the world can go on without us because we don't belong to this world. It's not that by our coming only world is going on. Actually, we belong to spiritual world. Our actual role is there in Krishna's lotus feet, service to Krishna. In this world, our position is insignificant. When Guru orders us to do service, it is not that he needs us. Actually, we need to get purified. Therefore, he gives service. He gives service for our purification because we want to grow in spiritual life. He mercifully awards us a service. This is very, very important to know. Like one time, boy was very, very naughty. Bhaksan Thakur says this story. He says one Mataji, she got one maths teacher to teach the boy mathematics. So 6 months she taught, the teacher taught. And then the mother was giving her some salary for the teacher. And the boy said, all the mathematics work I did, you should give me the money, and you're giving her the money. And giving to maths teacher. So he was thinking that why should the teacher be given? So he didn't understand that the maths teacher gave all the homework to this boy for whose good? For his good. Similarly, somebody may be thinking, Guru gave me service, I did everything and everybody is glorifying Guru. People think like that. They become envious of Guru also. There are people. So, actually, Guru is giving me service because he knows my shortcomings, he knows my weaknesses. If he doesn't engage me, I will automatically engage in Maya. That is my propensity. I will chase after Maya. So he wants me to chase after Krishna. But what does he do for that? So he puts me in some Krishna-related seva. So seva is a privilege. Seva is opportunity. Seva is a very great blessing that Guru has given so that we can get purified. Like I am a chatterbox, I have to keep talking. So it is Guru's kindness that he has connected me to Prabhupada's books. You read these books, you cannot shut your mouth, you have to keep talking. So better you talk what Prabhupada says. So that way he has tricked me into speaking something that will benefit me and the world. Otherwise, I'll be speaking some nonsense. Is it not true? So this is our consciousness, this is the right consciousness we should have. Then only we have a possibility of cultivating humility. So I am small and my service is awarded to me for my purification. And it's not that without me things cannot go on. The world goes on by Krishna's order. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. The whole universe is going by his order. He is the pivot He's a central figurehead. Everything is going on by his glance and grace in this universe and in millions of universes. And and it's not that I am doing any favor to Krishna or Guru. He has Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasambrama Seyamanam. Thousands and thousands of Lakshmis are serving him. He has millions of jivas to serve him. Not only jivas, there are big, big personalities serving him. You all know that pastime of once Brahma went to Dwaraka. And Lord Krishna detected some little bit of tinge of pride. He wanted to cure that mentality. So when he went and went at the door, the Dwarapalakas went in and came back and said, Lord Krishna is asking which Brahma has come. And Brahma said, what? He's asking which Brahma? Is there any Brahma besides me? I am the only one first created living being, born in I am a Pankajanabi, Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu. He is my father and he is my guru. And he gave me knowledge, and then I gave knowledge to all the living entities, and I am the main Brahma here. Who else is Brahma? So when he went in, Lord Krishna started talking something else. And Brahma said, my dear Lord, all those things we will talk later, but first you tell me, why you asked which Brahma? Is there anyone besides me? Krishna smiled, and instantly he evoked the presence of plenty of Brahmas, all with 8 heads and 16 heads and 32 heads and 64 heads and 128 heads and 256 heads. Like that, many, many, all stacked with multiple heads, Brahmas. And our Brahma was like a rat amongst the elephants. He felt shocked, my Lord. In that, there is one main line Prabhupada writes, our Brahma could see all the Brahmas, but all the Brahmas could see whom? Only themselves and Krishna. They couldn't see anybody else. This is magic that Krishna did. Why? Because every Brahma thought that Krishna has called me to report to him about our universe. So they were coming to report. They were all bowing down with their mukuts. And our Brahma was the only one who was told to stand in the side and watch the whole scene. And he was given the vision. Don't be surprised how Lord could do that. When you join an IT company, the GET is given least access. And above him, the team lead, they are given more access. And then the project manager, more access. And then the unit head, he has complete access of the whole thing that's going on in that unit, isn't it? So the access is restricted as you come below, and the access is increased as you go higher. In the same manner, Krishna has how much access? Full access. And he can mute certain access for some living entities. And he can unmute some access. He can do that. And that's what Krishna did. So for all other Brahmas, he muted all other access, except that they had access only to Krishna only. They couldn't see others. Whereas our Brahma was given all access just for the sake of knowing what's happening. Then Brahma learned a good lesson. That helped Brahma to feel his insignificance. How small I am and how great is the Lord. So now, in the same manner, there are many, many songs. Like I sang one song in the beginning of the class today. What is that? Gauranga Karuna Kara Dinahina Jane Musama Patita Prabhu Nahe Tribhuvan. So we should think about how my life was before coming to Krishna consciousness. How my life became after I came to Krishna consciousness. Think about everything. What type of food I was eating? I was eating sinful food. Now I'm eating sanctified food. I was dressing the same dress so many days until it gets starts stinking. Now you dress only fresh dress every day you wear, isn't it? Earlier I was entering to cinema theater. Now I'm entering only into temple. Is it not true? Think about it. Earlier we were singing cinema songs. Now we are singing Vaishnava songs. Life has changed so much. Yeah. Earlier we thought we should offer obeisances only to God in the temple and nobody else. Now we offer obeisances to so many Vaishnavas. Is it not true? So earlier we were so much self-centered. Like when we were small kids going to school, when we entered the teenage, in teenage slowly one mustache starts coming. Correct, no? So I seeing my other friends, I also started little twisting the mustache so that it looked like Bhagat Singh mustache. So my mother was laughing. Mother told me, see, you are trying to make your mustache like Bhagat Singh, but when cockroach comes, you are afraid. I climbed up on the top of the table. Hey, cockroach. She said, what is the use of your big mustache having fear for cockroach? So this is simply show bottle. Huh? So show bottle Bhagat Singh. Huh? So you will see that, but after you come to Krishna consciousness, you shave off that false ego mustache. Huh? Isn't it? Isn't it? So how much change has come externally, internally, you can see that. Huh? Uh, we have been gradually groomed and taught by so many Vaishnavas for whom we should be eternally grateful. Huh? They have purified us, uplifted us. They have reinstated us in the spiritual platform in which we are peacefully practicing chanting and reading, hearing in good association. Actually, we think, these things just fell from the sky, we are thinking. We are not understanding how much. Bhaksan Thakur said, to make one devotee, it takes how much blood, he said? 200 gallons of blood. Huh? 200 gallons of blood, he said. So the more we think about how much people have invested in changing our Sayi Pashu Bada Durachar, huh? Dangerous animal is inside us. What is it? Our independent mindedness, our arrogance, our tendency to criticize others, huh? Always become envious of others. These are all like making us Pashu. Huh? Asatyera Satyakori Mani, he says. We considered the glitter and glamour of the world to be everything. We were trying to climb the ladder of success and the material ladder, which is good for nothing, ultimately, in the spiritual sense. Huh? And Satyara Satyakori Mani. And he says that, you know, uh, Sayi Pashu Badadurachar. There is an animal in us and angel in us. So Vaishnavas have brought the angel out of us. And they are trying to take us in the royal path of going back to Godhead. If they didn't come in our life, we would be simply walking like two-legged animals in this world. And that is a very dangerous animal, huh? Which hurts itself and hurts others also. Huh? Like that. So by contemplating on these kind of things, there is one famous song, Bhuya tumare samsare asiya Nana vidhavyatha. That's one song. So that song talks about childhood up to now. How did I spend my time uselessly and how I failed to, attain Krishna. Now I should not waste my time anymore. That's the mood of that song. And there is another song. Amara jivan sada paperata nahi ko punyera lesha parere udvega diyachi ekata diyachi jivera klesha. So in that song, he talks about what all bad qualities I had. He's saying Himsa, Garva, Vibhushana. My earrings, what are my earrings? One is Himsa, one is Garva. He's saying Himsa, Garva, Vibhushan. So he says that all that I am filled up is with all kinds of bad qualities. And because of which I am suffering in the world. He says, Sajjana Varjita. He says, the Sajjana are the Vaishnavas. They fear to come near me. Why? Because they think I am very offensive. I am very critical. And I am very boastful. I am very proud. They think that this fellow is dangerous. Respect him from a distance. Don't go near him. They think like that. No? In this, I have become like a black sheep amongst white sheep. All Vaishnavas are like white sheep. I am like a black sheep. So, although I am somehow or other allowed to live with Vaishnavas, this is how advanced devotee feels. And he feels that, at least some amount of Vaishnavata should come in me before I take my last breath. Otherwise, I am just posing like a Vaishnava, but I have more tendencies of a materialist. Like he says, one more Dainyam verse comes to my mind, which is spoken by Chitraketu. Tasmat yuvam gramya pashor mama mudha dhiya prabho andhe tamasi magnasya jnana deepa udiryatam. When he met Angira Muni and Narada, he told them, oh, I am actually Gramya Pashu. Oh, two great sages. You both have come together to deliver me. Why he called himself a village dog? He's not even city dog, because sometimes city dog lives very comfortably. Goes in a car and eats costly biscuits. Lives more comfortably than people in the slum also. Isn't it? So I'm a village dog, he says, but the Gramya has another deep meaning. Gramya Pashu means I'm a materialistic minded, conditioned soul. I am very materialistic minded. Like materialistic minded people means money, money, money. I chase after money, chase after sex life. I chase after sense gratification. And moment after moment, I simply meditate on Hiranya and Kashipu. That's all. money and sex life. I think of only these things. I am simply I wasted my human life in this kind of activities. And then he says, Mama Muda Diya Prabhu. I am a fool number one, he says. Andhe, I am a blind fellow. Tamasi, I have fallen in the material well. Material world is tamasi, and I am also andha, he says. Jnana Deepa Udiryatam. Please kindly lit up the torchlight of knowledge in my heart. So, therefore, Guru brings the torchlight. Adhyatma Deepa Mati Titishatam Tamo Andham. We are andha, but he brings that light of torchlight of knowledge. We say, no, Divya Gyan Hriday Kashito. So, Guru has given us the knowledge, he has given us the Prema Bhakti, therefore, Chakshudan Dilojai, Janme Janme Prabhu said. So, not only we should remember our old life and the current life and be grateful, but the gratefulness should be shown in action by Janme Janme Prabhu sai. Birth after birth, I will serve you, and I'm actually sold out to you forever because you are gifting me the greatest gift possible that any jiva can attain, which is Krishna himself. Krishna Setumar, Krishna Ditepar. Because somebody, a company gives you some salary package for which you give some hard work. Correct, no? Somebody gives little more, then you do more hard work. But somebody is gifting you Krishna himself. If you have Krishna, you have everything. Therefore, you should give your whole life only for Guru. Because he has given you something which no one else can give you. And he has given you something, there is nothing better than that you can get. Just like our Narendra Modi Prime Minister said in Japan, I am giving you Bhagavad Gita, there is no better gift for you to receive. And for me, there is no better gift for me to give. That's a very fitting statement it is. So, in this way, when we become humble, when we become grateful, when we understand Krishna's greatness, our smallness, like when Sudama Brahmana was returning home, while going through the forest way, he was singing that famous song. Vaham Taridra Papiyan Va Krishna Shri Niketanaha Brahma Bandhuriti Smaham Bahubhyam Parirambhitaha. He said, who am I? I am a poverty-stricken, penniless, poor Brahmana. And not only that, I am a great sinner also, he says. But who is Krishna? He is husband of the goddess of fortune. His wife is Rukmini. Shri Niketanaha. How great is he? How small I am, he says. Although I am a Brahma Bandhu, still with his two hands he embraced me. Parinambitaha. Either he is saying, who am I? A sinful poor friend of a Brahman. I am a Brahma Bandhu. I am not a Brahmana also. Brahma Bandhu means born in Brahman family, not doing the Brahman duties. And who is Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, full in six opulences and husband of Goddess fortune? Nonetheless, he embraced me with his two arms. So in this way he thought. And he never thought why Krishna didn't give me money, why he didn't give me some benefit. He didn't think like that. He only thought that he gave me so much love. What can I ask? Anything else? So in this way, Sudama is feeling Dainyata. Chitraketu is feeling Dainya. Sanatana Goswami is feeling Dainyata in front of Lord Chaitanya. He said, Heyamikene amaya tapatroy, ihana hinjani shudra kena noy, gramya vyavahare, pandita gramya vyavahare, pandita karimani, satya karimani, gramya vyavahare, pandita satya karimani, apanara hita hita kichunai jani. He said, I do not know what is good for me, what is bad for me, what is to be done, what is not to be done. I don't know the difference. Still, I consider myself a great Pandita, learned person, and people call me Pandita in the assembly of now Zensha. So Mahaprabhu considered the humility of Sanatan to be like a gold standard humility. Because when he went back to Puri, he told all the devotees, two people I met in my travels, Rup Sanatan. I cannot tell you how great they are and how humble they are. They come from Gaud Saraswat Brahmin family from Karnataka. But they settled in Bengal. And now they are working under Ramapujan Shah, Sakar Malik and Dabir Kas. And Mahaprabhu told them, birth after birth, you are my associates. Mahaprabhu told them. And then he told the Puri Vaishnavas that the kind of humility they have is such exemplary. And Mahaprabhu told Sanatan, your humility is breaking my heart. So once my spiritual master was giving a class, he said, generally if somebody speaks harshly to you, you say, you are breaking my heart. But here he is only humble. Why he is saying breaking my heart? Maharaj said, can I tell you my realization? He asked. Everybody said, Hari Bol, they said. And then Maharaj said, you see, Lord has a pot of nectar in his heart. When Sanatan shows such humility, that pot breaks and honey flows for everyone in the world to benefit. He was telling. So you have broken the pot of honey of Krishna Prema in my heart and allowing for the whole world of all living entities to benefit from that. But how can that pot be broken and how can the nectar be released? Only by humility. And that humility was exhibited by Sanatana Goswami. So in this way, genuine surrender, selflessness, deep recognition of one's dependence on the Lord and knowing Lord's greatness. So I told about Prahlad Maharaj. See, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, amanitvam, madambitvam, mahimsa. First, it begins with absence of pride. Adambitvam means freedom from hypocrisy. See, what is the difference between amanitvam and adambitvam? Amanitvam means you have qualification, but you are not proud. Dambitvam means you don't have qualification, still you are proud. Dambitvam means, damba means that. So dambitvam means one should give up that hypocritical behavior of claiming to possess something. So sometimes there is credit that is due for others and we take the credit. Like that. And so these first two qualities Krishna says, if we cultivate these two, amanitvam, adambitvam, we can attain dainyata by that. Similarly, Trinada Vishansan, needless to say. Actually, see here the word blade of grass is given, but you will find many places it's translated as one should be more humbler than a straw in the street. Why? Because if you have a grass, somebody walks with the boots over the grass, it goes like this. After they go, again it comes. Correct, no? Whereas a straw in the street is always flatly lying. So, Vaishnava is, cultivates that type of humility. Humility in purpose is not anxious to be honored by others and not assuming self-importance. Humility means one considers that I am insignificant, but there are many, many wonderful devotees all around me. I am fortunate to be in their association. Like that one feels. So, Lord Nityananda took clumps of grass. His only Bhakti Maharaj is asking, what is the meaning of taking clumps of grass in the mouth? And then he said, who eats grass in the mouth? Animal. That means I am like an animal. I am like a cow. I am like an animal. That's one meaning, he said. Yeah. Another meaning is the grass is an insignificant thing, very small thing. So holding in the mouth means I am also like this grass only. That's another meaning, he said. So, Nitan Prabhu, Dante Trina Dhori, or Sanatana Goswami, Dante Trina Dhori, they're doing that, like that. And tolerant, Nityananda was tolerant. Marke, even though he was hit, and unless preachers have this type of tolerance and patience, it is very difficult to make devotees in this age. Actually, we cannot arrogantly try to control the people and preach to them. Nobody will become devotee. If you are humble and tolerant, then people feel pity for us. Hey, this fellow is struggling so much, let me chant for his pleasure, let me. One boy told me literally, Prabhuji, last 1 hour you are struggling to preach to me. But I am not chanting because you have given so much energy. 1 round I will chant now. He agreed. So in IIT, when Devam Prabhu used to come, in hostel 2 used to come. So he would come in the car and he would open the dicky and he would take out books. He would take another bag full of japamalas and then another bag with a big tiffin box full of prasad. This much size, round, big tiffin box it is. Because he has to carry for 30, 40 people, prasad. He would take out everything and keep it down and he would close that Maruti car from behind, he would close. So there'll be some boys playing this volleyball or table tennis, they'll be playing. They'll be wearing shorts, boys playing. So when they would see him, they would come to help him. They would pick up the bag and I will also pick up some bag and me, Gaurang Prabhu, and then we would go with him to the room. Because Prabhuji cannot carry everything himself, no? So we all would help him. And then Devam Prabhu also would pat those boys, put his hand in their shoulder and he knows the name also, some of those boys. Regularly they would come to help. So I would ask them, how are you and everything. So After they would put it in the room, Prabhuji would ask, now we are going to start the kirtan. Would you like to join the class? And say, no, thanks. He'd say, I'll come at the end, I'll come. Huh? Again, they'll go back to play. Again they'll go and play. After everything is over, again the last kirtan would come, they will hear the kirtan. Then they will tell the friends, hey, abhi kirtan chalo gaya, chalo. Now, after this, there is going to be prasad. Then those guys would come. And Prabhuji would never scold them. And that was a big surprise to me. I used to think, Hare, he doesn't say one word about, you know, the boys not coming to class. He was very, very patient. Huh? He thought someday they will come and sit. If they eat prasad now, they'll get purified a little bit. Someday they will develop the desire to come for kirtan, come for prasad. So we need to be very, very tolerant if you have to preach. And we cannot have a very high estimation of ourselves. And Narottam Thakur, there are so many bhajans. Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar, Mosam Patita Prabhu Na Pai Bihar. Actually, we sing these songs, sometimes even daily also we may sing. But one most important thing in Shastric study is, we have to pause and contemplate, observe our life, reflect. These are all very important. So when we don't take out time for that, this knowledge cannot sink in our hearts. Uh, because otherwise it will remain theoretical phenomenon for us. If we experience our smallness and Lord's greatness, that will greatly aid our chanting and practice of devotional service also. True Dainyam is not self-pity or low self-esteem, but a profound realization of one. Because those who experience self-pity, they are very self-centered fellows. Like for example, he says, Prabhuji, I'm very, very fallen. The whole idea is what? They want everybody to pay attention to them. Therefore, they speak like that. But the great souls, they don't feel self-pity. They are very confident. Humility is courage. Humility is not weakness. But a profound realization of one's smallness before the Supreme Lord. Like when I had gone to Ujjain, at the time His Holiness Bhaktiar Maharaj was there. I went to his room and said, Maharaj, I have many questions with me. Can I ask you? He gave about an hour, 5-10 questions. One of my questions was this: Maharaj, is humility a cultivable quality, this Dainyam, or it is gift of God, right from birth, you may have it? He said, no, everybody can cultivate it, he said. Maharaj, really? Is it not difficult? He said, no, it's very easy, he said. How is it cultivated? He said, very simple. And then he told the story of how once Akbar took a chalk piece and drew a line and told his ministers, can you make it small without touching it? Minister said, how can you make it small without touching it? It's impossible, they said. Then he called Birbal and asked, hey, can you make it small without touching? Birbal took the chalk and put another big line. Now it has become small now, he said. Your line has become small, he said. So Maharaj said, in the same manner, he said, our pride is because of our unawareness of the Supreme Lord's glory. He said, study the Shastra, understand Krishna's greatness, and study with transcendental faith. If faith is lacking, then serve Mahat, serve great souls. By serving great souls, Dambam Mahadupasaya. Dambam will go away. Our hypocritical behavior and boastful nature will go away when we come very close to great souls and serve them. How do you serve the great souls? One of the ways to serve is to hear the lectures attentively, make notes, and implement the instructions that they teach. That's one of the ways to serve. Another way is to serve their body by transporting them or cooking for them or doing some seva for them. Another way of serving them is to take specific instructions and execute them. They may give general instructions in the lectures. When you take specific instructions and assist their mission by rendering some service. So in this way, there are various ways we can serve. But while serving, we have to serve and observe also. Observe how they deal with the material energy, how they deal with Krishna, how they deal with devotees. What is their thought process, their contemplation? By hearing the lectures, by seeing the writings, and seeing the lifestyle, and seeing their dealings, these are all to be observed. Then this is also association. And then by that association, we become influenced. Once we become influenced by great souls, our Shraddha level will increase very much. As the Shraddha increases, with that increased Shraddha, when we study the scriptures, Krishna's greatness will become evident to us. And by knowing Krishna's greatness and his wonderful personality, our affection and respect for Krishna will increase. And as that increases, we will know our smallness. Then the Dainyam can be developed. In this way, this humility attracts the divine grace and is the gateway to pure devotion, Shuddha Bhakti. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. So now we have done this. Now, what you all have received, I will request Prajakshana Prabhu to just make 6 leaders first, and others can connect with them. Like one can be Hare Krishna Prabhu, others like that one senior leader you can choose. For one of the groups they can choose. Yeah, now only we'll do it and leave them. And then when we come back, directly we will start with that presentation. It's a 10-minute presentation.
So we have Hare Krishna Prabhu, Sonagari Prabhu,